I don't care if he did go through Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, hold on. Hello, everybody. This is a brand new web series talk show that we're doing, me and my brother doing, and it's called Science and Film.
So, no, I thought it was Coffee Table Conversations or something like that.
No, Coffee Table Conversations kind of sounds generic and kind of sounds like something Michael Bolton would be a part of.
I mean, generic, it got pizzazz, it's got wonder, it's got mirth.
No, it's lacking in all three of those things, but we'll discuss that later.
It is, but I don't really give it.
Well, this is Chavis von Bradford. He's a theoretical physicist.
Among other things.
Among other things, he's also a musician and other things. My name is Cory A. Bradford, and I'm a filmmaker. I make movies, I make commercials. I've done a little work in... see, look, there are films for boys and there are films for men. And this is a film for everybody, but I've made some films for men.
And that line, you just crossed it. So
yeah,
you just went right over that line, and the professionalism is gone now.
Let me explain to you how this is going to work. This is going to be a show about science and film, which is why I think it should be called Science and Film, but my partner over here thinks it should be called Coffee Table Conversations.
It has pizzazz.
Why don't you people vote on which one you want? We're going to put this on Twitter or some issue.
This isn't a democracy.
No.
This is a dictatorship.
Hey, this is a Chinese democracy. Oh, that was bad. Wait a minute.
Do they have... I don't think they...
I think that was part of the joke.
Right.
I think that was the punchline. That was irony. It was satire.
Yeah.
But anyway...
It's a little bit too highbrow for this type of... Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, what we're going to do is, he's into science, I'm into film. And so we're going to discuss different aspects of science and different aspects of film.
Okay. I want a professional opinion about, because I give facts, but he's paid to give, some things on opinion. Yeah. I mean, he has to apply facts. But what is your assessment on horror and fantasy? Like, is it cheesy? Do you think there can be any kind of aesthetic to those genres?
Well, yeah. I'm not a big fan of horror, but I've seen some really good horror films done right. Back in the day, back in the 70s and the 80s, what you had these slasher films, where the horror was all about what you didn't see, just opposed to today, where it's just like these gory, these just
disgusting stuff.
Rage fest, man, where they just go slash and slash like Saw and stuff like that, where people just like some and stuff and slashing people.
Like Dr. Heitzner. Some of you get that reference. Now, with fantasy, I mean, not like The Last Airbender, but are there fantasies out there that really, have a serious script? Like, you look like Bill Cosby. Is there any fantasy out there that has a script that's worth something?
Of course. You've got the Harry Potter films are fantasy, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. That stuff is fantasy. I'm not big on fantasy either, but I'll tell you a good fantasy film. I'll tell you a good fantasy film that I saw, and this is my interpretation of it, because a lot of people wouldn't consider this a fantasy film per se. And that's The Big Lebowski.
Is it a fantasy? I mean,
there are these sequences where he's having these dreams and he's throwing himself in the bowling pins, he's flying and stuff. That shit don't happen in real life.
Now, I got two questions. Now, that was more like a docudrama to me, but you're the professional in this.
My interpretation of it is that the whole thing was a dream. Everything from the moment when he got knocked out and they peed on his rug, everything from that point forward was a dream.
The Germans came in there.
That was a dream.
Put a ferret in there. They're going to cut off your Johnson. It
was a mermaid. Let's talk about what Chavis von Bradford does for a living, and that's science. So we're going to talk about some serious stuff here. Okay. Serious science. You said you do a lot of research on galaxies.
Yes.
Now, I've taken a couple of classes here and there. What kind of stuff about galaxies do you do?
Well, as you know, stars are the constituents of galaxies. I study how galaxies work in a more interdependent sense. I study galactic superclusters, and the constituents of galactic superclusters are galaxies themselves. And I studied evolution. The things that affect them is dark matter, which is this particle that interacts with gravity but doesn't interact with electromagnetism and light.
Go on.
And dark energy, which is just this. I'm not sure if it's random quantum fluctuations, but it's lambda in the Einstein field equations. And it is making the universe expand. And I just study how this is affecting galactic superclusters.
Oh, you just blew my mind there. That was really complicated. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, man. That was a good TV show.
Oh, yeah. I think the lady who was on, who plays Hermes' wife on Futurama.
It was on Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
On Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I think she's like a Jamaican lady. What you should do is look at the theme song. I mean, you knew this was going to come up. If you look at the theme song... If you watch
it on Nickelodeon...
Yes. Just look at the theme song. Look it up on YouTube.
There was a theme song from En Vogue that was used in the first season. And in the second season, they used a different theme song. Well, I think what happened was they lost the copyright or they lost something to the theme song. So they started using the second season's theme song in the first season's opening. And the lips weren't matching up to what they were saying.
And I think En Vogue promotes sexual frustration. Never going to get it. I mean, what is that promoting in America?
All right. You had another question for me about a new project that I'm working on, and I mean...
Oh, yes. Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself.
Ladies and gents.
Prepare yourself for this project.
Oh, yeah.
This is something...
Pet project of mine.
Yes, a pet project.
It's a pet project for real.
Tell the world about Bark and Valor.
Well, Bark and Valor is a pet project of mine, where we're going to talk about dogs who served in the military, with police, and in... fire departments. These are brave dogs. They serve their country. They serve their community. And the thing that I thought to make a little bit of a twist on it was we have the dogs tell their own story. You know what I'm saying? Like the dogs will speak in English, some in Spanish, and like they will talk about their experiences like on the camera, kind of like Air Bud, but like a serious.
So these dogs are going to be anthropomorphized.
Yes, they're going to have personification factors to them. They're gonna be, you know, like they're gonna sit upright and they're gonna like look at the camera and they're gonna talk. Like their mouths are gonna have peanut butter on it, so it makes it look like they're talking and stuff. And they're gonna be like, we want to use Skippies, but we probably gonna end up using Jif because Skippies is kind of expensive.
Now, are the people gonna back this? I heard it was between Weinstein and Cube Vision.
Cube
New
Vision,
Line Cinema,
we was
something like that.
New Line Cinemas went out of business. Now Cube Vision, we was talking to Cube Vision for a long time. Ice Cube, me and him were having a lot of conversations about it. DJ Pooh was involved, and that didn't materialize. It didn't materialize.
It didn't materialize.
It didn't materialize into anything.
Wow! Look, if you're out there, go to the GoFundMe page.
We got a GoFundMe page. We got a Kickstarter page. They got taken down because people thought it was being offensive to the dogs, but it's not offensive. The dogs got to tell their own story because this is the future. Yes. You know, if this was like 1989, I could see people because you know the technology back then. Michael Jackson Black or White didn't come out yet, so the morphing technology wasn't there. But today, like have you seen Air Bud 6? Like you can make these dogs look like they really talking, and why not make that dramatic? Why does it gotta be comical?
In all due respect, Air Bud 6, I think it went straight to DVD. I'm not sure.
It did go. It might went straight to streaming. I don't even think they bothered to put it out on DVD. But you know, like didn't the Germans try to get dogs to talk? Didn't in Nazi Germany? Didn't they have a program in Nazi Germany to try to get dogs to talk?
It was in the last vestiges of World War II. I really think that the whole establishment got desperate.
Hoonlin.
Yes, they got desperate at the end there, but let us not forget that there's a lot of scientific achievements that came out of that. We shouldn't shed light on things like talking dogs and giving dogs cyanide pills. That's not stuff that we want to focus on in life. Just focus on the positive that Germany has given us and your new film that hasn't been greenlit.
You see, when you get to like me, when you get to the position of me, you know, which a lot of you ain't on my level yet. When you get to my position, you're going to learn that your haters grow exponentially. You're going to have haters across the globe. You're going to have haters in space. There's going to be people on the International Space Station talking about this shit. Like, they ain't going to have nothing to do
have haters who are not of this world.
Yeah. Extraterrestrial
I
haters.
do think we have Proxima Centauri. I think it's within 4 light years of us. I doubt there's an exoplanet around it with any significant life, but I'm sure they hate.
But now I want to talk to you about some more science because I'm very interested in science and stuff. Now you was telling me that something you was doing, which is really gonna blow people's minds, is you was trying to see how electrons relate to neurology.
Yes. There is interdisciplinary analysis in the works. A lot of people say that consciousness can't be quantified. Apoxum thee. I think these people, I just think that, ignorant. I'm sorry.
Adults.
Adults, they're dense, doofs, dumb cops, all kind of stuff like that. But here's the thing.
I'm gonna have to censor that for the German viewers.
I don't think that's like a cuss word, like oops. Anyway, the thing is, you're quantifying. It's very complicated. Okay, as you know, you have synapses, neurotransmitters, neurons, axons, and all these things in the brain that mediate bioelectricity and biomagnetism. Well, I think people analyze this like from a biochemistry perspective when it comes to neurology, and from a classical electromagnetism perspective, like James Clerk Maxwell, like just electricity in general, permittivity.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to do is do it from the perspective of quantum electrodynamics, how the Higgs field gives the electron mass, and how it's interdependent with photons in different energy states. And
how does Reginald Val Johnson play into all this?
Reginald Val Johnson plays into all this because I think there's a video game about him.
Right.
What is the name of it?
I don't remember, but it was something, because for y'all don't know, Reginald Val Johnson played Carl Winslow on the beloved sitcom Family Matters.
Yes.
It was on ABC for most of its duration. I think it went to CBS towards the end.
Yes.
But and don't quote me on that. I don't want you haters out there on YouTube talking about, I didn't go to CBS, I went to NBC or something. Like I think
NBC wouldn't pick anything like that. Not with Becker in the works.
Becker was on CBS.
Wow.
I think.
No, wait a minute. Becker
was on CBS. Don't.
Okay, there was Becker and there was Cosby.
They were both on CBS.
Okay.
CBS was still an NBC stars in the late 90s.
I see. And I think, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's really interesting what you're doing with this. Now, what do you plan to do once you quantify consciousness? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna try to make Borg, 1 of 5, Hugh for all our TNG fans? You're gonna try to make everybody one thing.
That's classified.
Well, I think we've got enough today. We're going to do some ending topics right now. Ending topics. We want people on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube.
I don't use Twitter.
And 9gag and 4chan and Reddit and Dig and Foursquare and people on Lolo and Goofuf and all these different sites that are out there. We want you all to
PBS.org.
PBS.org, bigboys.biz. We want all these people out there to come together and tell us what you think of this show. Only if you have good, good critiques. Don't come to us talking about y'all lame. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
Can I be frank about what lame is? Lame is not being able to even do what we do. We do boss stuff. Maybe you should step your game up.
Maybe what these haters should do is get off these internet chat rooms and these message boards.
And www.thug.com from Trick Daddy. And learn some culture. Learn about the Baroque and Rococo
right now,
era.
I want everybody, Baroque, Rococo, it's Rococo. Learn about Cavazzio. Learn about Monet and Manet. They are different. And you know what? Look up www.thug.com. Right now, let's just hold on. Yeah. Look up the album.
Look up www.thug.com. And after that, I want you to do something culture. Like, listen to Beethoven, Schumann, Chopin. But first,
look up www.thug.com. The Trick Daddy album from 1998. Yes. Slip and Slide Records. Atlantic Records was the subsidiary. But I want you guys to look that up. And then when you see that, I think you'll realize where we coming from, what we trying to do with our careers, and how we're trying to approach life in a much more intellectual. Essentially, basically, fundamentally, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create science and film and put it together, and then tell the whole world, that's for you doing that, and you're going to accept it.
Yes, dominance is a major factor in my life. I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, I think that was good for closing arguments. I think we had a good time on this show. This is just chapter 1. Chapter 1. And what would it be in Germany?
1.
Okay. Well, there you go.